So we are still cycle 4. We now work by objectives. Um, so what's the impact of homework? Because students are more free to work at their own pace or rhythm, but sometimes they get very slow because they are not pushed very hard by some lack of inner motivation. Let's say that like that. So it should be reflected into homework. So you should first explain to parents in a meeting why there is always work at home for your class, for your topic. Just doing next chapter is some possible, preparing next chapter is some possible work. So by default, there is always something to do um, for your class at home. And if the students pretend, no, there is nothing to do, that's probably not true. It depends on the student, of course. Okay, with some students being systematically late, you can explain there is always something to do. Establish a direct communication channel. We use WhatsApp with some students, a group with the students, the parents, and us, and we say real time when we are next to the students, for example, at the premise board. That work was promised to be done today, but it has not been done. So it should be done tonight at home. Okay. So you have to draw out that board probably on the wall, and I do that every day with each of my students. To go to check that board with the student in a private meeting with the student. Okay, what did you promise for today? Okay, oh yeah, remember you were going to succeed assessment for chapter 3 and chapter 5 because you were late on that. Have you done that today? No. What happens? And I'm not happy at all with the delay, and I'm going to communicate with your parents kindly but firmly. Kind and firm, positive discipline. So in terms of objectives, the students who are late, most of the time their families are aware that the next report will suffer, will have bad grades because lack of homework. So parents should be aware of that. You should massively communicate about that. For example, every day through that WhatsApp channel, and it should be clear long before the report that they get the monthly or the report card at the end of the semester, for example, of 6 months, the half term report. Um, yeah, no, the grades are going to be bad, and we know, or we've been told, and we know why in details is because of lack of work at home. Now, saying that, I think you should be available to help parents to organize their family for homework to happen nicely. And positive discipline has a branch for parents too, not only for the classroom. So if they want, there are resources to help them and people who can help them. Each student is individually questioned on his own schedule at least once per subject per week. So once in mathematics, for example, every week, once in science every week, and probably standing up with the teacher at the premise board. If you reach that, you can do that once a week. Check it. This checkboxes. 50% of the students are on time or ahead of the schedule in the curriculum. That's probably a goal for yourself. Change the number according to what you achieve currently, and probably, certainly, according to maybe you get according to the shape of your students when you get them at the beginning of the school year, maybe they are behind of several years when you get them. And so, what is realistic? What is a good, a positive expectation for the students, and see how you can reach that if you reached it. So that's working at home, but it's mostly about the pacing. Are students progressing fast enough, or are they just relaxing during the class in the school, at school, and doing nothing home, doing homework? It's a delicate one. So then we are done with the class transformation. When you checked everything, you succeed everything or most of the check boxes, it's probably time for some celebration. Um, so at least you should get some kind of certification from me, from your headmaster who signs all these cycles regularly. You probably think about future directions. I think about cycle 5 here. You have some ideas, but it's probably happened outside of your class and nothing, not only within your classroom. You're welcome to revise the objectives expressed at the beginning. What did you expect with this class transformation? Um, and you have an official test to close here, cycle 4, closing, and you remind the diagram at the beginning of the journey, cycle 1. Now each student should easily be able to explain any part of it to the teacher or even to parents in some kind of celebration with parents where kids come on stage and explain part of what they live and the benefit they feel or the struggle they had with the transformation. Typically, it's a very resourcing and positive celebration. I hope you will enjoy that. I hope you enjoy the process of this transformation. Good luck for the future.